ye after say $81 million ye see adi koto nro ebepem sa mere ma ye after say ye term sikasi akwa koto ye building bi e rent building bi millions of Ghana cedis ya building ni si baby after say ye term sika every state conference mu ekoto equipment machines ya ewi akire per age report e ba ye no ye diverting machines no ekọ private hospitals after say MPP for COVID niema e ba ye mo che ye mo fa ye da so ti Ghana ha etua COVID levy se nye nkwase asem a ye ti krom hanom etua COVID levy e wo Ghana ha say ye tua COVID levy because Ghana ye China, Ghana ye Europe, Ghana ye USA. Are Omani aye Ghana ye fun sa Ghana no aye fun sa anda Kufuado aye fun papa Ghana no aye fun ankasa pa anda president Nana Addo Dankwa Kufuado aye fun pa anda Nana Kufuado aye tan yankasa emu nsem emu niema tan ankasa see ye tua COVID levy ye beje tax bia bi asa tua COVID levy tax bia bi o tax ye bi bia uko supermarket na wo to niema eniema na ya print ba we taxes egusuo na wodi se momo transaction na wo ya what sounds we tua tax eniema na wo to mu tua ho tax sika na wo yidi atua eniema ne kan wo sounds we tua ho tax aden enso aye hunu hwe kwanu mu nyina agija kwanu mu nyina ya tantantan kwanu mu nyina sei kwanu mu nyina ya basa bibia paska bibia ya tantantan afenyo markings na no Dr. Case atofo kasa wieye na wo kasa wo kachira Ghana for parliament say mo implement free senior high school say the good people of this country will give you another chance. Now what friend of Markins Eddie Canfor na memwo na ye fon tantan te say de mu ye Eddie Canfor na memwo no Abenyo Markins na mutu opposition 2016 no a na mu dwama no mu no na memwo no ye fon airtime say te say memwo fon tantan ya Ghana 40 hu Afenyo good people o ga say Ghana for na ye Jimmy 2016 ye Jimmy 2024 abna abrami enko Ghana for Jimmy for no amuhu wo mo 2016 no sa Ghana for Jimmy for na mo behunu wo mo 2024 nipa na amuhu wo mo se ye Jimmy for no a 2016 ye hwe president Akufo-Addo Dr. Baumia dwa wo manum titi wo manum na monteso kansem hunu na ekrofo di wo machi ekrofo hey wo ka sa Jimmy for na mu wo mo 2016 be sa hu wo mo 2024 abena
nana
ye din to bo akokumase
anya asam keto na dia wo ka say Jimmy for na mu hu omu 2016 mu hu omu 2024 no I say ayi Bible mu say nyanya akopon say Misrim for mu hu one na china mu hu
omu biem
la say na why you say so mu so hu twa self
afna Jimmy for mu hu ye 2016 no say Jimmy for na be say hu omu 2024
na say ayi feature ne EIU for kra na wo mo so de predictions here be EIU economics intelligence
feature ne EIU for de wo ba ya ba say John Mahama
ewi ni swing ayi regions na ne ade
e no ye hia
feature de Jimmy for no de
mu wo biem o
because you be asesa na
ye hia ratings kra na ya Ghana ha say ni nipa hia ratings e na wo na wo be ka kire ye say
so omo kwa hu say ya asesa ya dwen Jimmy for ni ho bi
Jimmy for na mu hu wo mo 2016 say Jimmy for mu ni ho bi mo
ye ni ba Jimmy bre bi wo atwam se twam ka bia
kakra bi na aka no mu di machie kakra bi de e de ya say e de ya efie bi Jimmy for enti bia kakra bi na aka na di machie ba bebre ni ate omo mu hwi di machi 2016 thinking say Baumia knows it all economic risky do say then there Baumia ne political career ayetan Dr. Baumia ne political career ayetan opia enkofo hu ni say as o comedian bi ya wo yin se nkwa man nkofo ase and then abena ene Baumia event bia program bia ase no omu di kan sa MPP supporters kokogu because I was Ghana for MPP for bia omu buafu Ghana for omu buafu ena ekro be boba omia ntutu enne upeko for next year ba omia na be ye adwuma omu project sa 3 bedroom bi omo sisi omba be bia no ene 2024 shortcut omba ye no ba omia na be lead omba sa MPP for na do makwa kogu ho no mo na omu kwa se Ghana for ombe boba omia ntutu ne political career I time
I say kwa watu
just time na se ahemfo se omo be fi won se aduasa so aka no kre enya kokoduro se de NDC etiso no mo kana ba omi abegina no na so ye shortcut wo krom a ka kire ne se mu besi ye so anka mo hye ma after 8 years afa na be ye shortcutting
na hwan ya ba besi
hwe adwuma omo de begu next administration so no
enya asam ketua baako me kwa de na se asem ya meka ne se ya na me yam kwa hyehye me ma JDM na de beboa ye ayi no foreign investors ne ye debtors no womu na ebia so womu nim papa no womu ni
there's nothing like there's not well ono so woni de obeye but onim se hwe sa debt restructuring program ye the whole of this year creditors yentua omuka o can oforiata asum ni nyina kogu next administration
yes 2025
still kura no untimi stabilize economy no because previous years no
but just say akafo investors no hu ye mobo gidi omo wo JDM mu no omo timi ba
this year kwadwa
ato omo ebeye because me hu ni say omo wo no ni mu gidi enti omo a companies ni investors ni na omo mafodi apa omo kono papa ni mu gidi enti no ebia na omo asa aba no ma ba beboa enti na this omo ye ne sanya
ye propose dey akoma China DDEP I said DEP said then say omo sign
they say na second tranche of the IMF nine
because
600 million
omo conditions aba say proceeds from power light ayeto cocoa any resources gold no bauxite no yemfa mesia ni nyina so kwa no e collateral dey season kakra na aka na yo man dia no China for say gold I beton say kakra ye wom cocoa bauxite even power kra ayeto no kane ayeto no ye die wom no yemfa me ye guarantee if I may see our wa and son one masane dia maye na esa se da be nya ahwenko ye ntini be pim samri because first trench na be na ye nwie ye eti de bia me kasa benaye Dr. Baumia was on the next vision or on the next ideas this time we need those vision ideas ni ye hia ne because ope bibia ye ntide be na si wo kwan last year by this time na cocoa syndicated loan na bo 1.3 billion na first tranche aba this year started by October last year this year what is your cocoa loan aba
the affair kwa no omugusu kwa moye omuso omojeje omoje every a consortium of banks
because
banks or mokeka abo
because banks no foreign banks ni person be part of it omo we say economy na say fiscal space bia na ba bia emu ekwa didi kura wuntimi ntua obi san fa ni camera machine 1.3 billion dollars na last year mo je mo de yedai
na nanu kwa no obi ka say budget no kwa na aka no for yata ko present ye no was say IMF budget na ka emu nsem wakasa de na IMF wo ka no and akwadi to dware papa no ko mpie free parliament okra because the IMF no pepper senka papa ne beye no yeso odi to dware nti si adwo ma fa ne say wo mo be ya senka bibi ni nemu aye kasa ye ni abre na no ma fa eti no makwa
mo implement
so si na ha si no dia ama entimi mo nye bebre ni so say IMF rep no e wo ha etimi bia de nani medeja e no mo so nye wo ma dwe say wo mo ma kenofori ata ni ni akufa do ma dwen adaada wo mo ebu mo kwasea sa kwasea buosan
yo mo de abu say bibi ni na ebetimi abu ni kwasea
because on said your yeah is it a World Bank director be obeka say Ghana de ben de be omoka say wo makwa akwadada wo mo say if they are also involved with the government you know it could even be sent to South but what they presented to them and be almost so FIA it is say na IMF na ma mani na we be do me no ma simpapani oh na akwakwa ese ebi kura na rep no ene no maba be kona kra na ebi ama na basa so na ntisa enti se do obi ama na ni ada wo because sekasa na ye kan kwa na omonte a ye actions ye di mi na kwa na no kwa kire ema omu ye kwaso wo mem ye sinsuo to na wanta
de bia bna sekasa no
nim nyansa do bu obi
sekasa no ne enti a omoto won no omu redisi mi no mienu
ai
sa news portals Class FM online join online city online na so mutie news omu tie
enti de akọ nyina no e na omu wo transmitters kwa wo ani ayi nyina translators nyanya de enti kom be fa so ati de so me my so omu mfiu enti se mini kwa ken be fa so be dada wo
afenyo marking city parliament ka say the good people of this country will give them another chance to ejimi for na 2016 mu dada wa mu no ebi ni kakra bi na aka na di machi o
sister obi enu wa wadidi ami ode ne se agu ni ti a wo su
okay
enti no obi enu wa wadidi ami ode ne se agu ni ti a wo su to omo ma didi ami enti no omo nti bibia sa
na watwi mu nso no otumfo invite Ashanti regional minister Simo Semensa NPP presidential primaries in any 2 weeks ya ho
any 2 weeks
Elisha Dakwa okwa casting vote no Elisha Dakwa engage no o say next month December omu project o ma ye nyina o be frase ayi a kire Ghana fo Simo Semensa o project ono region ho wa ye nyina no o mu be frase o mu be engage Ghana fo no ma ka bibia enti no otumfo frere na oje otumfo ani ma waka che otumfo na nasika na eni hon let me be say ada no wan kan che otumfo say na ya ye we hospital we na ya si o na kwan we ya ye na school we ya ye we de we gina ho say na ya award ma contractors o but eni sika ye di ento mu nyina eja
enu no obi bo no nyuma ka say wo muaze na ye no wo mother side na de ba father side ye yawa na muaze no ya letimi ade na momonti akeke agum but if you onum de ye frɛ wo a wo kwakogina tumi mu
wonim se
wo hwa ahemfu ipa wo na se ko kan se nhunu
akere wo
National House of Chiefs ne ya frɛ wo 240 wo mu na no konfo no che asɛm kra ba kwa won kanwie na wo se ko nya ko kan se
wonim se na me ne Charles McCarthy na CTV ho we say you see what they intend to do
yes
omo do project ba NDC for there no omo
yes
enti nka radio nka wo ko menhia yi regional minister ka akon ka kura wo list nana akwan kakra ne de sika sem banana hospital we esi mampon no obo hospital no nana hospital we esi afijase nana hospital we esi kwanonwo nana akwan we efiri akokosi ha ka wo koye no aka wo koye
no bi o mo se green book no enye no kra na fan ko si photoshop
we se de wo ko gina wono mo a wanti mi ankyere na na say Simo Semensa wanti mi ankyere na na say 7 years ni
ma wo buru so nyina bia no wa ya wie o
hospital we mo si hospital we da wanti mi ankyere na say na nei opensuo na da ko afidase acha na ko hospital kasi a CDC afidase se na mampon hene so ti wo na mampon hene na wotwumfo aka bi maye nana enti hospital case mo enti mi
anka se ayi bompata hene kwado ohu na ne ni ewu a na so osiri tirase because na kwan nyina wonti mi nye ma no wa hya ne bo amazisi e bo hwere ko afono nana no
ogina be bi okotu aba ka kire Ghana for say from December ekono omo be frase a kire Ghana for so omo ye adwuma
Photoshop book no dia ba no omo na kwakwa
ogina ho ogina Kumase Simo Semensa ka kire Ghana for woni Elisha Dakwa na tuje say interview say from December ekono Kumase Ashanti region omo project omo baba be ye na sa 3 unit classroom blocks Mahama omu siye na me papa ye DC abena omu siye bridge me metina afidase wo free say krom afisco kontunkum so akwan no ne yegusu da and me ne yegusu da but NDC yegusu mi krom Asante Asukore apart from ekwatia bi enam ho akwa adoma ko ba fi krom ahinsan kwa de kwan ne mfutu kwan other roads ni yengu so da but NDC breso roads nkitwa wo kromo nyina yegugu so afidase roads nkitwa na wo kromo nyina nda Mahama yegugu so eno no wo ma fa anya buku ankokeka o anke kasa de ene no mo kwose sapeti gu ha no ana mo di edwa nipa su
and anu voter region akwan ya o mapani akufo so wa ye de be kilometers yi sapeti e fa sapeti no so nya papa we na anu lakeside stadium be ye sister ni nyina sa tutu ni nyina tutu esuo ni guma na foforo na o maye ni mom na ese tutu wudwe nwa wonti ase me kwade ana menti ase mpo che se me ebia na ma no kwa akopa che se wo ma so sa ade ni gum no asese bi se junkies bi
o se junkies abena ma me che wa the contractors no omo so wo mo challenge because contract no say 100,000 before 100,000 contract no benya no emu 50,000 am akwata no mo ne directors no wo ma che o ma ji afa enti contractor no adwuma no a sika was wo de ye no wonya ne saa ena contractor no so kwa be ye adwuma no se nyankopon ambo 50,000 na aka no nyankopon anya na do mo be ye awie 2 years 3 years ni entua ne ka enti contractor no say 50,000 adwuma no so okokoya 5,000 adwuma de amawo abena yakase ya pipa no kwa
wo de doso nti ka no wajabi enti ai krata no miensa na babeka yensa daily graphic weekend special na me di AFT ase na wo se ene bi ekoso ne ye bi koso ewo maga na mu de titu ene enka no me hadwe pa wo kose ko akrata makola ene wo mu a aye ayi apampamu pharmacy ni drugstore enya asam keto akwa ebi mu soso de no ewo wo mo nsa so ebi soso abombobobobo apampan bi ena chese gugugu soa ne ade ebi mu so de wo ma hyehya no doso yuje hwe se wo betimi akapcha enya asam keto akra a chese wo ton nro enu ahodo a wo mo afrefra pa chese wo mo ton ebi won mo so mo de amani nubina ena wo mo ye ebi won so de ne press ya nkasa mrofo de na se wonim so wo mo elton no se no wo gina benkum o senifa na ye yew esa sase de wo besi afa ka ho asem a kire mu no asa duro no wo mo na eye na wo mo elton ma wo manfo a se wo mo de boa asa yade wa hodo na no na Dr. Penny pa o kasa afa ho na e ukopie mu wo Center for Plant Medicine Research, Head of Research and Innovation, Center for Plant Medicine Research, Dr. Kofi Donko, wono no waka say watch say, basa hard pass enro na wo manfo eto wa bra wo bia prescribe ma wo no bia nkere wo so wo nkoto na wo mo to ennom wo say wo mo kidney ene wo mo liver no wo mo sen wo mo brebo ene wo mo saabo ena wo mo sen no sa no eti ene waka no potoka se mo say poison on wheels na chese poison pa ena ye de egu hiu match se ye pia ye ton wo monten so sa wo manfo so enumwa ne wo koka se ya wo bisia bibiduro de ye nsusu bibiduro tetene dido ne yesusu ne enom de wo betimi asa ne de wo betimi anom no na wanom ye ni overdose bia ne ade enti bibiduro de ye nsusu ne abetimi anom akwanum no wanom eti eno a na hye nkofo tirimane so wo mo to ane so wo mo nom a wo mo abuse no wo de ho nsenka ye nyina ne afutuo dodo na aba ewo hadma be hu no wo kratafa ewo daily graphic weekend special ni mu na krata tosu ensia na mehwi akwakogina eye nkane ba Penny first lady Mrs. Teresa Abakofo na yi yua ekwoso na ano ya wada no wo de ehon senka ye dodo na aba wo hanma wunya krata ni bi ekenkan a wo be hu se ewo muo ene na emu no na chese na wo mo apeja ne kama kra ai ewo nye na so saa na wo be kan sanse na wo si simple na wo pene ne ma chenchene no wo hwe adaka no ane na nakra din kan akadada simple kra so wono an wo ka to ho sede anyo ni bibia simple sede na wo ti ase no ano enti no me so kwa menya sure se wo mo be fa wig bia de opportunity bia ma wono wo ti ase mu wig mu ye hu so ahye bi da wawie no e na akwa wig bi akosum ne ti so ama na akwa ese kwa kesie mu bodam ni enti ni ye nyina no ye mu ni de ye hu bi na ezo so ni ye su se wo ma akwa kwa kesie mu bodam ni wig bia mutu ne ti so wafane natural hair no enkosa eti ayiyo no sem nyina ewo ha no ma na de so no wo ye na abrempon ye pa kese kumasi rose park sabria make said ye oh akan ye afiti ase dika a che say fonton from ne ade nyina e bossa pitiripini patrapa ene ye jigum sa jeje agum sa ko hwe samre enya asam keto akora e wo hono ma wo ye na che say na ka ho a nafua miensa wo hye so de eye na eye no anom sikasa ejam no esu no akora no enne na bibia ekwohwe ne da etoso miensa na wo wie so a wapɛ ne korabe na bibia wie mu die wo tias no ɔmpɛ no wasɛm wo na ni wo achi bibia so ensi ewo Yesu din mu nti sanse ni papa de saa sama pa so ne eto ne badin eti no wo de saa tene no wo tias ni papa no eno an wo de bɛkɔ asamando ani din pa no so ebɛda hɔ akrata fa no de atoso nkron na mekɔ akɔgyina yi na mafa asemba akomienu bi afiri honomo na yatoa so na eno obepiem hanoma a day in history na chese afiapem ahankron aduonum nwotwe 1958 November 21 na eye efiada inti no na say na kwa 18 a daily graphic you 18 a day in history na womode aba watcher sare husem bi esi ye ewo Asante Mantam mampon Asante Mantam a watcher say Convention People's Party and United Party womode boani emanipa ba akotoy na chese amanyosemu nsemhunu a womanfo de namuo edi akire eti na nanom sedo efiti ase enyene Ghana for madamfo bi wa brochi wo say Ghana for de magimi ache Ghana for oh ya jimi ache 1958 na afa na ne enya fa ahudie efihia ba akopɛ kra na emse enya mai ena chese eyi nipa bi amanyofo mkobo ani abaako eti na nanom sedo a adodo na so eprepra ye ntini ya jimi ache no asechire no eno no na wo hwe eye November 21 no anso a ena wo kire se Seko Toure wono no wo ye prime minister a chese zabre no na Guinea mine na fekwa no wo manya fa ahudie fofo kra wo de nani kire mu e wo maga na mu nafu anumu eba ensrahwe wo ha na hu nsem nyina so no wo de aba ha no mu seye na krata no de tosudu nwotwe na mekwa akogina yi na ehonom nso menfa nsem no ba akopɛ bi ewo honom na yemfiri krata nim na kyese yenkɔ foforo so enti no ba pani Mrs Teresa Abakofo Mates no na kyese nyem papa ka wo se Teresa esi Tessa na yie no ehunfoni nyina mu amanko bie no ehunfoni na bi nso nie we exclusive pa na o matwa abaha no ma empanifu abusua ene kyese eti ayi pasofo no ne yetwa wo mu nyina ede wo mu aba no nya krata na babu ani akohoma pa wetwa ne bebre e wo anom na krata fa to so du nkron so na empanifu a wo mu ye nhwehwemu a wo mu etimi hu ya ba asase efewe gudi a ehye honom na we no se first ever mineral resource estimate e say wo mu a e say we ne de edika akra mineral resource estimate efuo bi a say wo mu na yapa wo mu a wo matimi akwakwa adwuma so nyina hini bauxite you know sa nyina hini bia na wo say bauxite e wo honom a ene ya bai pese wo fa kwati kwan so a na wo ya ye nkwanta na wo mu efa no wo mu ede kosia wowa agi sika kuma bi na wo ma fa akire na wo ma gide aka ni nyina na wo kire say ene efi kwan ponten breast was 250 million tons of bauxite and na ewo mu na so no sa MRE mineral resource estimate wo mu hwehwemu a mo de aba ne se eche se eye bohumienu kra eye nyazam ketwa wo kire se de wo mu kra mpo ehu sisie no kwa 375 million tons no eno no ewo eye forest no bia no ne fa bi o sa nyina hini ho no mo no bauxite area hono no site wono ewa ne fa bi kra no mahu 375 million tons eni obehu awie de na bro 100,000 it was say enye 250 no kra enti we nyina no akufo adom ko mu hu kra ko mu nka obu ansa na ko mu say 250 ebe wi eche na o makwa akoton 100,000 enti eno ho nsam so wo de aba ewo ha no mu seyem na mede na mefa we kwa ntwato ewo mu na ehwa craft village ena wode wo mo ho nsem aba kopie mu Kumasi Asante Mantam mu a ya ade a wo manfo ewo ehwa eno no ewo Kumasi Mampo highway eno no ehye Kwabre mensinim ewo Mantam ni mu na ade ba kwa de bo ho safo hene pa ni se wode won sa esesai eniema efa enua ese edua paase no wode wadwen ese bibi no wode wonsa esna wode wonsa nso so edua na se wode wonsa eye nwa adwuma no wo ma gigi wo mu pa enti eba no nkonya ayesa ahemfo nkonya bi ni se de wo mo ye na no titiri pa e na wo mo ye yuji twabra na wo mafo hu se yenso ye waza wo ye pa santimanta mahwa e na ewo na wode hu abakosem nyina ba bi efiti ase nyina ba de wo fiti ase eni senti a wo mo empese saa eye abakosem no ebe hwere wo mo eti saa eye edua a wo mo di sina esa enkonya ne de nya de so wo mo gyamu ne eja china wo mo kire nkrofo ntirima enyina eni ade a chesesie okopie mo hono ma enya asem ketu akwaye wo yi mabunu na kosi enkokora waso ene okopie mo hono ma 25 saa kosi 75 years wo mo nyina wo hono ma enkwade asua no na mpanifo so wo kire said ye be ya saa suahunu ni nimde no enyira yenwra mu ewo de mirror de obokrata ni mu na de toso kata toso miensa na meyira kwa akogine kata fa no miensa ene wo che say sisi no young phones ene ho abahia pa ni nane so omafo che say sa android phones yi de esa o kotobekuma ye say ne apps ni ne ma egusuo ntino ewe ye ni na battery no na eche say a fall flat ye ni na battery no na adai etisi young phones no na omafo sa de omani chire san so se ne battery ni chepa touch nsusu ewo mu eti wi-fi ni ade no edumpe na ade we na cheche owira akopem so be charge awie eno ho nsem eno ode abakata na de to so nsia eso ubehu se eno so ena eche se watch say exercise etimi boa emanipa redie no na say ye nipadua no etumi eye adwuma yie pa so ye exercise spray bie wa adwen mu ema wotimi efa adwene eye na the spectator krata no so ena ma me Teresa abakofo na yiyo no ho nsem kaye nyina ewo ha ema wo mo so eboa ede Ghana agina bia ekron wo mo nyina ho nsem ewo ha no mo sei na ena de ebre no ekopa nti ede mu esi eheya Kwame ebusianti ebehia eche you
100.5 dwumadie wei ɛnhyehyɛ da ho the national Paritas lottery platform ɛna ɛbɔ akyi no wonya mfihyɛ dum wɔtwe ɛkɔ a wonka dwumadie ho CNGC ka kyɛdeɛ
na ela me da pa ya tsasi na ni na ye na wotwi mu so obi akoya eba ye na yesi hu enkonya mabega fortna sinti ne nche hu kwa Charles Makati editor the Hawk newspaper Benjamin Nsia energy policy analyst ye twa kwan se ma DJ Bre eba be kayensa ene anopai ebusafo me mamwachi
ya mini aba oza ka say na o se meto
but o so fa we
ma dia
bantu ono so be fa we me
dia ba
o mu ya na misa wa mi tenvi
wa oni o ya
o mu ya na misa nti ni esa ba dia
ndere fa adio eze mo nifu
ene ya de
director principal
Miss Chief Director and a Miss Chief Principal. And I also ready.
Oh, me say me sua film.
Yeah.
Deputy Director of Elections NDC ma DM Jebrin so and a Johnny anope. Madi bacho chiwe na. Akwaba.
Thank you. Thank you. Daddy, say no body no dey to me say. Intina me tie wo na o ka say ba mi akọ say concert ma o ka na say so to me kan say
Manka. Okay.
Wo say odi agro na o ko ka ti soda. De na na do ne be chen ni de. Wo ka say na ohini bi ka chere na do say tale so ka jale. Jag. Wo say be sin do munye project no.
Ah, sir.
Ohini ka chere say jag ade no tale jaye. Enti ba mi we din be sin sa. Oni minim ono so be ka ti moxa minim.
Ah, Ashanti region crime says agenda 111B ohini bi nso ko represent otumfo. Ya ohini ne ka say me bakwa social media so kra no efiri no ankofo aka say ade we yi a ube ye kra no nya de abetimi aye.
Onye so. On disappoint you.
Ampa so be pim say me so omuguso omo ye de a.
Me ya hwe second idea no.
Ah, okay.
Ronaldo, anyway.
Because
at least, but for me, I think it's about time we should stop discussing Ronaldo. There is a simple. I catch a Ghana for say, baby, I could do no. Or no, dear. Won't me be BRB. What can't talking about ABA? We are only saying it to reduce ABA tension. Yes, idea. Ronaldo, dear. Adabaraka.
On say next year, no election year, they say, Bomian a lady.
How will you do?
Oh, say on say mo be short cutting even project sergeant that
why your budget in the moon? Budget lo. I don't mean no my budget no mo kan yen no.
And I make sure say.
Debut. Then no be cut you. Budget now why you no. In front of be cut you mo. Inter so baby be on turn of be church say. Why cutting I don't know. Who should budget ni mo a. Bibi anu a be ga say me coach na no. E be say o.
Okay.
Oh, they be them unless we be can be actually because Ushek we no more dia. Any be any be.
But my this election year see. Because me kai say me be already 2016. Former President John Mahama on the no anya short cutting. Now commission project. But the hu ye 2020 a short cutting. Bebre course. And at 2024 so be bebre course. This time around no. Enye
but we are sure say and say na ba o mi asa akwa Ashanti region. No ka say o ka this sword amotumfo. We should do be say unu mi say mo inland port no mo be fa me call ye no. I could see say unu say because say we should say na otumfo ka na asem na
56% which one? Inland port. Buankra inland port. 50 years.
Oh, say an answer wo say.
Finance minister.
Sadia. Oh, Pacho,
what's all my
trouble? You to make your money.
Mama,
will you? Because she said now,
draft point.
No to for all kasa say no me sure say obi fa le lie pa no kaka ade omo ye no a
54% complete.
Ken Oforiata say Buankra Inland Port.
In fact, what I know say the last week
paragraph 171. Transport. Mr. Speaker, to improve connectivity with the sub-region and facilitate tourism, the upgrading of the Tamale Airport has been completed. To complement this effort and facilitate trade through Ghana's transit corridor, the construction of Buankra Integrated Logistic Terminal is being executed and is about 54% complete.
Ekwa Buankra ya nam hono da bi ekuru krum.
That means say me fa last week contractors omo ni obi omo.
Na contractors be na wo Buankra. Land is contractor be na wo so.
Ebu na my tears omo
microphone ya.
I didn't know you see mama nyesa o. Document didn't you?
When you makati the way 2024
nkunim speech.
That is it. Until now call page 37. Heading near transport. Paragraph near 171. Our budget na kokain. Statement now minister Ken Kuntunkunko Foriata. A presenting and nano. And no, what's it? Executed and about 54% complete.
See okay.
Ejino muti ha mo se dey.
Enu na otumfo ehia si mo se mensa wo kan say. Mo na mabonti ana mo kan ya wie wo se ye manipa nkonkonko hwe. Se bibi kwaso.
Project no force see a omu ni obi a wo sa.
Bibi kwaso wo Buankra.
Because me fa Saturday last Saturday. Saturday yeah, a week exactly. If our project no, I don't know.
Ekwa no wo Buankra bibi kwaso. Bibi dia Buankra bibi kwaso wo Buankra. Ade na kwaso wo Buankra bibi kwaso wo kwaka parliament say.
Simple. Musuma Kumasi FM for.
Reporter.
Onko Buankra nko twa pictures, videos, Emma.
Yeah, ma unrem.
Oh, that the unrem.
Okay, land no kwada said that.
Asa that media corner fully accredited that my unrem say.
Na uhia kra say wo be obewura say Buankra no former president ko first started Buankra Inland Porter. Na project contractors wo so you don't need say wo be ko inside no akwa say bibi ko so.
We kura pa mo start ye kura pa mo be convince ye no ohun krofo ho.
Mo start ye. 54% ye na wo kan no. O kotu ade and wo gina so akotu da
question. Parliament is a house of records. In Parliament you did draw Parliament a perjury. No, I'm very serious about that.
We say say we must say ma obekan we. Unim said your mama ba.
So we come to that Parliament before that this august house seated in a seat here. Kingsford, Alban, Sumana Bagby. Na se wakoka we no enye nukra. They should take him on.
Edi ensem na Ken Oforiata nko gina parliament nko kan.
And you pursue chair with the parliament no. Me
na me person.
Agroro. Ala was parliament do agroro budi.
Ken Oforiata dey ensem with na parliament no mo. Ensem mo free say obeya finance minister waka. Ne emu be 70% cry true. Nti ene na obeke
but uni
makati say dey wo she fifi awai
that be assured that uni asa makati as a principal wa uni say project no almost maybe 2024
Buankra
and that be na mo kan in fact the last year mo call almost 2020 mo wie and I say how many percent
54
omo kati so in 2020 in fact that was the project that now do ye say ye ka say one year project be Ashanti region no obeye. In fact, cyborg no way any crap on the cost of cyborg told in an or two better son. Omu ye camp, omu advert was so more than 3 months. Cyborg is a couple of fade air or omu ye cyborg make a sepan. So when we are saying say 1 year project to be a 1 year project, and I'm this happens about omu cut this short from 2020 to date. And I say my 54%. Uno king can ye.
Ken Oforiata say, and Yamakati say. Because we read it from budget we say. Enti nya ono say Ken Oforiata say.
Because but document me no mo post you dey na okay kan
48 49
page ha okay uka page na fe Matthias say Oforiata the omo ye ya omo kotu njum wo
okay mitimi kasa
oh what
yeah principal
all right okay let's say them na me kasa I think that budget you know no kre kakra wo na bia de enye no kre nso kakra wo and because of the budget emfa picture nka ho nti no druba bia etimi e kan de enye no kre because obi ka say 56% a picture bia nka ho na ya confirm nti mani beje say media no nka waka ni say na yeso ya verify ba bia do because na no am ko mikrom kintampo me do buankra me huru anko a ma to be frank with you me man hu
the good thing about that project is
obi
do slow down that do because there's a that barrier no na say what cause strips no so be fast so no at any given time
slow down until you slow down obi hu say hwe ni ho ru anko I say akwa fukra this because 56 I mean the NT was 56 and I think even this particular project a very coordinated complex project because it started from the port and sana cobra and crowd in the railway lines they are developing na I want to know because railway lines and develop railway lines and develop I didn't see 56% and now more only the facility and infrastructure now it was our land no so no and I know 56 now. There are a lot of questions than answers.
Infrastructure.
Me
was
okay, ma who? I think there are some billboards be. Oh, Ben one billboards be. When I try quite to be. They cover here.
Okay, look at 55%.
I can. Okay, that the end number who. Nti my dwelling much on it because I think this particular government oh here or more near more yena oma besumbi.
No, okay, say yen dwelling mark time on it. I said, would ni pay the agura to the extent say, ade sebi kumasi one man him from go one mono one for buo money pa. Ade no 1 year what try wo krata ba kwagina parliament ka say why 54%. Me wa bibia nkoso ho ne aka say yen spend the time because omo de don be ya no maye no. Nti time bia no omo take nipa for granted.
The good thing am pese nyina enya Ghana ni bi o team ni say anyajo time naso and this is the best time for us to take critical decisions in the development of this country. Or no say no the finance minister ne government akudu ni say omuntumi nye hwe biom. So ontumi muma ni biom a wo Ghana ni na wutie no. You have to be critical in terms of applying quality conscience in the upcoming election. Any kwase okase bia o emi krom ni ana me free ha ana me free ha because bibia ni wa kire say ye nuane me omotisu they want to develop this country bibia ni ho e pese omo kire say ya obe penia ma ya start process na makati kuta document you ha document English language na ya tro na a lot of generic language brofo say ya tro brofo nka budget de enye brofo budget figures stars o de ba affiliate di anim no sika we na menya mepe na menya size sika we so a we ni na me de beye but if you read this particular budget miniaba brofo nkwa brofo like okay maybe he says a speech and to be a speech any figures of speech and there any speech so it's a speech and because it's a speech it's full of grammar there's no any important message be a woman who said this particular expenditure is likely to change the lives of Ghanaians in 2024
because our budget here picking
but original budget papa even in this speech it was say data womb say na me sika no medi ni say ba man we ko kasa no o kasa brofo tenten ko a but me kan na no kre bebre o ne kasa no bia na wo na wantwe adwan ko so makati mam document na men kan no kre ba ko kan man ne say o say yenko global outlook makati hono page no global outlook yenhwe ne ma bia man ne kan da bia wotie yenuanom government communicators omoko radio so a ena babia hedin America hedin ena Europe hedin babia hedin tina Ghana nso high so hedin anamboa finance minister say nya no kre or ka ono ne no kre which is the actual truth based on data e wo say nyina e fanti so bi tie mi a woko item 48 makati crash cycle no why ade woko item 48 according to the International Monetary Fund IMF October 2023 World Economic Outlook global economic growth is anticipated to decelerate from 3.5% in 2022 to 3.0% in 2023. The opposite can say we are seeing nkanko and I say development and growth is different from growth is different from development, but mami using in that context. We are seeing say mpuntuo no we are seeing mpuntuo no after 2023 ebenyini 3%. Neno kwa wakano no mini aba fa compare the growth of Ghana in 2023 is 1.5%. So whilst the world is growing 3%, no, Ghana grow 1.5. What can I no cre? So all marking of honor wati because or you below twice.
Okay.
The below or twice the below of world growth. We are seeing in punto ne averagely. Can ofureta kan mo or match growth no craba 3% because he's below the average. That is what he said. This obet no say we are seeing in and we are saying it's not true because other countries are growing more than even the 3% because the 3% is average. Kena kana no kre. Now yenko item if anything same area wha no and oba the next inflation macroeconomic oba inflation or say we are seeing in inflation we are seeing keno or see we are seeing in inflation we are seeing inflation no mamenko item 51 Mr. Speaker for the Mamizu Sub-Saharan Africa and Sanamako World Outlook. Also Mr. Speaker, in Sub-Saharan Africa inflation is decreasing, albeit still at historically high levels. According to recent available data, over 40% of countries have consistently witnessed a decline in inflation for at least 2 months. On average, countries with flexible exchange rate regimes have experienced stronger inflation pressures compared to countries operating fixed exchange rate regimes. As of July 2023, nearly 1/3 of the region's economy still had inflation rates in double digits. Inflation in Sub-Saharan Africa is anticipated to rise from 14.5% in 2022 to 15.8% in 2023 before it drops to 13.1% in 2024. Until this year 2023, your inflation we are seeing in Sub-Saharan Africa. Sub-Saharan Africa ni abi before now muka Africa hono. Utwa Sahara ni free wa momba omunyi no inflation no averagely no 15.1 2023. Okay. Ghana dey saying as at October is 35%.
Afeli.
Wakana no kre. Wafeli nti so obi e betra radio so. No ka say obi a babia yedin. Based on data kra na finance minister na the president of parliament no. Wafeli.
Enye babia na yedin.
Dabi. And we are 15% because of Ghana yedi na ekosro no 35 no. You see when you are running average bi wosro na bi wofoma de wosro no epulu de ofom no eba together ma mbe converge at a midpoint. Intina kind of rate kraka ho intina world inflation no Sub-Saharan inflation no 15% no. Say nyo no a nka bia inflation no kra in Sub-Saharan is around 3%. But he has spoken the truth. Waka no kra no budget mu say manya de mabon nti se wan ka no kra no so obeba ha na obeka say o ye bankra 56% 54% kan hu say ne no kredie na woka ba no kredie na e wo say wo na wo fa data no e interpret e hu say no kra na woka e no kre trodo ana say enye no kre trodo so yenko grounds nko verify but wo hwe budget na he has spoken is true that he has underperformed in 2023. He has spoken is true that his government has underperformed in 2022. What can no cre say in 2024 the government be underperform because his projections based on the projections or the amount of next year we are going 2.1 was another saying 2.8. I think 2.1 or so. Let me look at it here. Also you are growing 2.1 or so. So 2.1 also grow in 2020 a year. 4. Next year 2024 the world economy is growing more than 3%. So if you are growing 2.1, even next year no crowd be underperform. You underperforming. Now no many senior can cinema di can say. Me say we na brofo no hu. So we mu growth. They grow sometimes they grow 1%. Sometimes they grow 0.8%. A big grow 0.4%. But all the compare omu population growth they are growing lesser in terms of population. No ko Japan omu prama for kra mama wo. Omu nyabi. So now they are manufacturing robots to take care of adwuma nipa e wo so ye. Ndi se also wo man mu a na so GDP no is growing lesser than your population growth, you are just pushing your people into poverty. In this and now share na onam na uhu say amanfo nam circle omunya adwuma nye amanfo nam Madina esonema te say sebi aboa funuponko amanfo nam tudu esonema te say aboa funu because adwuma ni ho na say adwuma ni ho because o GDP na eguro no is less than o population growth. Usika na wo de ka ho no me fa say ne o 1 city next year also the 2 cities ne be ka ho na mom ne wo nipa 10 next year wo de nipa 5 ne be ka ho wo be so 2 cities na wo de kan amana 12 no wo de nipa 5 no ka 10 wa 15 omu che sika no enso obia nti oman bia no e wo se wo GDP no abri bia no e grow see your population back in for at a time we dey your population e grow as in your GDP, and that is why poverty is real everywhere in number bia uni babia. He said it nti eno so wa failure minia okoba bia memera ho se oman a yetimi yesi ebinum ya hiafo bia makati the figures ne beba
leap
yesi ebinum ya hiafo enya leap kwa even nutrition.
Okay.
Sometimes when you are measuring poverty, measure poverty in terms of multidimensional, all the factors contribute to poverty. Health insurance can say omanfo no, we have what you call human capital. Omanfo no benya apomudin papa, because omunya apomudin papa ene mo mutimi adwuma yi e de boa man. And also omanfo no benya school papa akọ quality education, not access to education, not enrollment so be increasing, but ombenya school papa akọ because school papa no nya kwa e bie na dream e manitimi problem or oriented or problem solving leader. Nti unya apomudin papa na unya school papa ye timi measure no kra say wo kra no o here you know and also onka wako so like you are not more poor, you at least you are not poor. We any free wa ye human side ni free wa nutrition aduani awudi kra no yetimi de measure poverty. Ye enu free wa ye hwe usika ukuta yetimi de measure poverty. Ye hwe even kania udem electricity and even the awudi no aduane se bia use LPG and also use if anything eja and also bidie na de no aduane a we use all these things to measure poverty. Na ko budget mu yeti kroma Ghana Statistical Service publish what we call the Ghana Living Standard Survey. I think the recent one is GLSS 7. Waka say Ghana have almost 23% of Ghanaians ewa hu here mo ye poor, and even destitute no 2%. The 2% of if anything Makati calculated 2% of 31 million. Omo na destitute no che say ono no oye absolutely poor. Oye ni hwe ye hia bubro na se ye beko ye nima sa nkrofo no mu ye hia bubro no destitute pa no oman bia no e wo so onya bibi kakra e de so mo ase kenu for let us say sa nkrofo na omu e de omu nya bibi ni no me mo 2 Ghana cedis da bia ken e mo 2 Ghana cedis minua 2 Ghana cedis de na etimi ye nipa okroma abra ken bag a odi ba parliament ye ko hwe bag no online no is 4,000 euros. Me bra makati ni sinema omo ne di euros me hu bi krada saying 4,000 euros and ne saying makati bo me say bona mo di bi euro ne
14.
so do the calculation for me 4 times 14 times 4,000 me hu euro no bi krada because me freaking tampo me ni aba ai kenoforiata tabag a odi ba parliament 4,000 euros se wo president appoint to say boa ahiafo people who are impoverished, support them with income. A day be anwa located 2 Ghana cedis. Na the man say 2 Ghana cedis no onfani di mean about 2 Ghana cedis any pade.
Na ben 2 Ghana cedis ni kure ko.
On da bi o de ntina me say o kan ne kure no on na dia to parliament mu say eko. O de
lip no kura na 2 cedis ni kura eko.
Da o say o de ko o de o say ne bag ne say 66,000. 56,000. Kenoforiata bago 56,000. Now finance minister wow odi me mpese meka say abro ne baye but o ko chiska wa chiska 2 Ghana cedis e de ama Ghana ni ane wo kire no odi 2 Ghana cedis ye den o wie ya o san ko kan say Mr. Speaker ye pese ye ma etumi ko school especially ye ma omo ye ahiafo ma because research actually say the entia ahiafo mba ne bi ntumi ko school no e ye because so omo nya aduane pani ndi o my Ghana no because of say ye man bi ntumi nko school because of aduane nti no e wo say ye mo aduane eni aba keno forata ko kan budget mu a wo say da bia ye man a ye ntumi ma mo aduane ni no ono allocate 72 pesos ene de ma akra ne so mfa ngodidi ni aba aduane papa ben akra ne bedi aduane papa ben ena akra ne bedi 72 pesos o a day 72 aduane papa ben enye me nwanwa say there are a lot of reports I publish here say nkra no bebre no omaduane no yare cholera and things report malnutrition because
na ya to aduane kra to 1 cedi
now 1 cedi kra aduane 1 cedi o pure water price 50
pure water kra 50
yes but he was bold enough to mention that in our budget that he gives our children 72 pesos a day. So in terms of nutrition, poverty, yeah, call worse because mkrana omufri fie mu a skani mu no omadua na omunya bindi. Uye ni free wa maka poverty aba income and say fan support household na yema mu 2 Ghana cedis a day. Any food I am feeding crime 72 pesos no. Osa ka no kre back in terms of health insurance. Osi Mr. Speaker, wo hwe yema mu hanum na ye national health insurance ye project say ye pese nipa 20 million ene wo ye health insurance system no nemum 20 million ni yanya 60 million into 60 million no according to ono target no wa achieve 80%. I think is them, but you read it. But me niaba health one for all population, not a part of a population. Nti nyi fa because health no so person calculate measure poverty based on health the whole population now there nti say nipa 31 million Ghanaians not only 60 million and no health insurance it means that you have a lot of Ghanaians who are poor, and that is why when GSS reported on multidimensional poverty almost say adiba akunti a Ghana for do na here for is because of health, because do na need health insurance. Inti ne health insurance ayeka health insurance amafo ebostu ni nyina no only a little of over 52% in our health insurance. 48% of Ghanaians don't have health insurance. I didn't know money health insurance. They are not on health insurance because they don't even believe the system ye ni ya beye me poto ya se no nti na obi kura ka se onkwa or professor beko cash and carry than so beko health insurance. And Keno Forata said it nti uye no free wa ye nyina tia no akramiti said dum so no kra back akra areas be because the IPPs ka any IPPs nko all the power sector service providers are buying the omunyinaka. Last year ko 27 billion, I think 25 to 27 billion Ghana cedis, and also odikwa kutua enyinam kania foi power sector service provider kutua moka and energy sector service providers. Last year went to only 5 billion. 5 billion now this year last year this year no allocate about 27 billion no. This year time no already ne supplementary budget also only 5 billion at the moment. And the IPPs no say omonti ase fa yesi kamaye na me nsusu ye ne say fa yesi kamaye no o ye kohwe budget mu a Keno Forata betumi aka say musika no me konya free ha menya free ha say na me de mama mo na ama that assurance sa didie no say aban betumi atua na aban pese otua no nkrofo yanya mini aba Ken kokanya o say afi no ne omokotena ase asi
okay, so government here say we raise 27 billion Ghana cedis and I see they wait me to 5 billion. Enti kanan kasa na da ho na yesi.
So government see opese so the shortfall in 2023 was 27 billion Ghana cedis. 27 billion. Enti enu nye raise expenditure government so the komomo o kopesika dia komomo.
Okay.
Name 2023 also onya only 5 billion Ghana cedis and the komomo. Enti aka 22 billion. And 22 billion no mean about most of these debts are dollar rated debt. Indeed, because they are dollar rated debt, every bia now see the neighbor depreciate no. E was so time see the kesiye. E go to yasaka no. Indeed, ni amene okase kura na ye can be 27 billion no. And here in CD equivalent no, saka yi ebro almost 40 billion Ghana cedis. E bia ebro 40 billion Ghana cedis. Na kwa chire ye mbabi ya ubenye sika no, atua sankrofo yi. Anan kita hudia woni nkrofo yenya. Se ubetimi atuam the schedule. Finance na o se afi na oni omukosi nkunta na mukana how do negotiation mukana say okosi nkunya hu di obeye afi na oni omukosi nkunya no hu di obeye nti no because of so say afi na oni omukosi nkunya no now most of the power producers have started reducing their power production nti for the first time nra and is it yesterday now no na your power you consume no peak demand no was higher than the power generated. We are consuming say you consume around 3,500 megawatt. As at NRA, now you produce only 3,400 megawatt, a shortfall of 100 megawatt. Until enche no be say a cost wa be say na dum so abanti ye low shedding.
E wo hwa na
ye dum no.
Okay. Because shortfall aba so.
Yes, and that is why now no na poko kan babi Minister of Energy wako kan e. O si enche be kodum so mu. Na ye kodum so mu is because of lack of supply of gas. Onwa di kan preempt o mo say asem na ida nim no so. And you need a finance minister who is very innovative enough, who is critical thinker, who is problem solving leader. And a finance minister who has turned the finance ministry to Dana Samoa and Emilia Brobe. Now who na no dem ko yi.
Ma ye na me nko makati.
Ntimi ni aba me de me di masemisi no. Budget yi ye krata akeke na nyina ya kan. But the future of Ghana is bleak. Ghana ni da chibia under this particular leader.
Memra Madi.
Oh, Makati.
Madi. Memra also.
No problem. But ade bakwa me ba me hu. Makati or rely on insu CC. So bro man insu so ni kasa no enko ni yeso.
Kwam pacho man insu ai.
Nyese afi na wo frɛ. Mu kasa ahia mo ntimi nto nsu no. David. Ahia mo.
Yeah, why?
Oh man, no be awolu no man. You can defend it.
Yeah, insuo ha. Insuo ni kwa de himbia.
Ape na okope bi.
Julius insuo yi.
Ape na okope insuo na.
X.
Fabra because Makati here insuo pa. Makati. I mean, ya be kinkan your budget for 2024. Budget we so the what now so as a chairman of the budget way no Dr. Bawumia. Obo say omakotina ase no because like I say last week 2 weeks o say as ade ye bia in economy no ono wonye nyanse bia ni bia wo so because like I say one vision all be next year well, in case he wants elections enti ade a omoye we ayabro ni beyi ena moye enti wakwache ade a wonji ntomo ama Minister of Finance abekin kan seminar ma kire Ghana for e we hwe omu wie ye no then they confirm say when MPP for party office budget and they show the character after say Minister of Finance speaking kind we no amokon office and amokon to njom who say MPP for no MPP for appoint to more Minister of Finance no ebegina wo ebo ose
Public servant phone.
Omi data bank phone crop for we. Ken of reacted the mobile any MPP for omu ndwe o man Ghana na omu je omu ye phone kwan e no be esa issue no because no any serious servant be yesa ade omu ye adenti ameka se obi yesa budget we yenye yusu ye o budget we eye next year adwuma e na be ye enti se ogina na otu ndwum se wadi nkonim so a ene se be na wadwe na enye se be wadwe na enye because we nya implement it no. Then again, people who think, oh, Mutimo, we will not do this. Because the same Minister of Finance about 2017, created budget, parliament. To Nidin, a friend say, as a budget. I'm a man for any Minister of Finance. I was so kind for Echo Tusruko, to Njomuse, wait, dear, ye. Within 1 year, Ghana, no problem, bill. Matters I told 16,000 and 8,000 no, you better 14,000 and 6,000. You better you may be bought from fuel be bought from my boss okay forecast. In fact that day crop the thing yamaso at a boss okay. Actually said there be some budget with dear by next year dear. And then you the old crop so kind ya where for container 6 you know, you be from 10. 1 year exactly. In profile yes I should know. Almost started some can say that now the need Waumia. I want you to say, as some case as Sempano. So I have on some asem. Say, yeah, copper, if I container 4 tray no. But who can put it into me? They say, a little partner, and if about concession.
So it's an concession.
This is where I didn't go see. it went beyond no starting here to other din to two din keke eba nti so we be do why is all this issue about tampa friends and that's so ya ye ni we ni na ma hu say anye adwuma na wa be tro be say the way they nkunimdie say de nkunimdie because na 80 MPs our parliament MP before e ka say you cannot come to parliament and read budget again njamu we too every ho so waga tiri omo nde na obegina oye ni na osere omo ana I mean by budget na nkasa no then you ask yourself then you mo ka say ye di nkunim ewo mo then you mo ankasa say obi ka say we di what you ka say obehwe we Ghana nimpa ka say Ghana for ye my timia ye BBC aboa 2 years ago eno mo ka kire say baby economy na ekodo no you say mo di e-levy ba na be solve your problems na ewo man mu na the e-levy ni bakrapo no am because of woman go school munya small boys mun kwa IMF anko tia small boys enim na Ghana for say mun tumbu say dia mo be bo am kwapo ni a mo man mwa mo ba rate na mo de ba no say mo kone sa munya dia mo pe nze be ya kwa na ka mun kwa IMF mo say de bi na mun kwa IMF kwa de na nyam na mo ho because you have the men chie kwapo ye sa issues kwapo no mo be scam Ghana for scam no ye den omo se de bi o Ghana for se de bi tax de bre wa abotiminya ana mo scam Ghana any toll boot ana mo yi toll boot say Ghana for on say munji yi toll boot na Ghana for mo kwanya nkoji yi levy ese ya driver so omo se ya fa kwan no so no ya pese munji esika in fact o man mi hu o man ya ka se ebe yi ka se ebe tax bi man for say that we dey fabra ye toll booth drivers ka say dey bi o toll booth awie ye na ye fa ho e kwan ni nye ma ye wo dey ebetua ebetua ba fa ye di papa ye pese fa ye muti dey bi mu dey wo be ye free ho na mu dey be ye toilet mu dey be ye adware because Ghana for na adware at the end of the day ma yi toll booth e free ho yi levy dey amamo within 6 months ma san ko IMF no bi dana wo ka say wadi nkunye wo budget we mu na wonya meeti o second tranche as scanning buy nti nkunye be na wudi ye because sika na wo pay for that budget na be run e be na second we no and buy so nkunye die be na pa we die ewu ide o ka bo say the only thing am ka budget mu say oh omayi tax free sanitary pads so John Mahama na wadi free o ana na ndi say ma sanitary pad free secondary schools mo say ye bone o de why tax free so nyese ta tax free so na lo nko suru o
onyi tax free so why tax free o say de ye no Ghana ha
na me ka say ni na wo de me ka say oba ye
onyi tax free so
cost na wo de ye wo juma no na obi am free o obi ade am free enye kwa tax o say because why tax free so nante ya ka ya di nkwini mu ya ka so say de bi ye be the cars electrical cars e ba Ghana inti cars electrical cars e ba Ghana de yi tax e free omoso na ye bra am pay for ensuen o kai say 2017 omo ka say yi tax e free ticket so over ticket o mo yi tax e free so and ka say tax da mo yi free so na em fam for so bia mba o man Ghana because at the end of the day no ye part to be call high not that time na fly to go come say na about 400 cedis me boa fly there about 400 we say na fly the same after inside nyama no because any impact in flight is 1200 cedis or 1300 to come say nti nda ma bogus na nka ombo say asempa budget no ukọ VIP a in fact that been do 2 minutes na yema during the NDC time no omuko fa the free now got in fact nyama kwa flight no sorry ko but this time around uko VIP buses any new plan buses na bus a cheaper within 2 minutes na yema because the cost of flight no be and me for this issues and the people are even find difficult even to buy fuel to go to the same distance interquire law requiring traveling of the transport I call more and this is what you are telling us say what Benny friends say what achieve bibia you can say then we came the issue of say my solution over kai NDC yeka 24-hour economy issue on fact almost ati kura po say we nye policy me kai because I'm communication officer or say nye policy o ana mankasa what's in your policy but mo ka tina say ju say e ati be e ko dunu say yan hwe ya ebe because that is the only message that will be because it's an economy that is going to change the Ghanaian economy. This is where ebe ma mimu anya opportunity enye juma because company air fund ko 20 so money start tax incentives over to juma na jo because there's security, there's energy be obe juma ni ya offer ko for 10 aka 20 no mo because we be juma na upon 8 to 12 after 8 hours the other ones will come and work in the same company to get because an amount for acquire approach be bring ko juma me ensan me nu a juma enkoti a mo say mo ye friends say night friends say mo so be night economy night economy night economy we so no say that no na ochiro e o e kan na oche one team member parliament in term no because see the be then e bet me aka na amount for say so aka bibi and o ka say e be night economy so o hotel no hotel na me no o be hotel an pada arabi o hotel ejuma da me na ejuma na pa mame psychology hotel nyama ni na do na emu ejuma so selling as they are doing night economy night friends almost night day night economy no na chere but I confirm ya munjin deeper to explain us on the issues but for me nanado aka chere say ono woni mi de bia biom towards this leading this country to anywhere baby okodi say ya bro in obedi Ghana for and they start showing it okay say yesika abudiko elections this is somebody about me okay say only there Ghana had in fact that man this call elections in 2023 John Mahama ma delegates say mo meba for mo faka 40 cities mbra no onu say now almost OSP or say investigate John Mahama 40 cities o say yem fanka fan bo party ni emfa wo mo say dey just OSP be ye friends number o me 400 Ghana cities by 204 almost 210 which means Nanado GB delegate yes no me they said all the delegate but people the delegate
but eno krama di 400 no grassroots for na GG 400 no money
na me ka say 400 no eno krapo na we dey struggle unya 61% eno krapo then when you are telling say they be Nanado krapo ko want man 61% Nanado nya 40 something percent no no one am for na odi buy campaign but this is what they have brought us Baomia friends yes no chair and this is what Baomia is giving us we enamodi my say for 2024 to bring but in all crapono they still budget taxes be mu say that now you tax for on pollution but budget tax on emission bio we see amount for so we see no omoji no so ko uchi see we see no omoji no what no okada so say what no okada so no say we say na free so na do so beji say we say na free okada no mo obeji tax free ho in the day bio na do on jail tax bio these are people who tell you that tax they won't buy no on be ye a friend say on the taxes but on be ejuma man for anya sike omo but they say tax na mo je efun ko be say ugo to efun friend say grave no o cost no all because Nanado appointee CEO for mortuary so mami budget way as they keep saying Ben say grammar it is something that they presented because someone present here ain't possible for them to say anything but there's a hope for Ghana. John Mahama is showing the direction they say nyama way I can be brain no we be a say it me solve our corruption issue which I don't know say what can be how they fought economy corruption one to me and can because man can say no so original corruption asem man no more they collapse but your mama say be betimi abo man you know say betimi abo man for ejuma krapa won't we face can question on pass ofie your mama say oba obesi ni the woman say ministers dodo no oba obete so aba 60 obekaya MPP baye no omo say o man no aye deninti omo ye 126 ministers but the same people told us from 2017 2020 before COVID na ɔman no ɛnyɛ difficult but yɛ ɔman to do they use 126 minutes time na ɔman no asɛ yɛ wie a problem aba no ɛna ɔmo take so ba 80 are you sure say 126 na yɛ ampa okay because time na covid aba say so only more of people no afi kwa na wo te ministers so because your mama mentioned in 2020 say me ba met ministers no so ɛna Akufo do ba yɛ no beti so but the mama say you go beyond because ministers be brave no and famfa so bia emba ye ba economy no is assuring Ghanaians say it's about 24-hour economy na sa policy no ebeboa ma ankora ya taxes a ebia muntumi mfa nkoro bebre no obema mo incentives a they can do okay so obetimi aba incentives a abanwe at the companies 40 MPP 4 companies ade akose me mpese undi tax in free omoso na muntumi one village one district one factory na emboa sika na odi che omo no it is almost the same sika ekojo IMF for 800,000 with the 450 million che free this a job mama say sa sika no so we be ye join yamfaso a ye be the tax but even for taxes no emwa ha amanfo not the be so be how no be my incentives so they can employ more people to do. This is what Ghanaians have seen. TUC General Secretary said, John Mahama, me GD pass away because why you man penny dano? Oba to me, I assign me a game changer. If John Mahama so occur somewhere or this so. Because John Mahama have never said something now. One can say me in this so. Went in out for a friend in Crawford and say, not John Mahama, a friend say market, a friend ever Kumasi. Oh, Kono say what me ye. You started Kumasi friends airport. Phase 2. Now do abasa up to date. Omuntimi yemuntum kan chance ombeye. Your mama say no bad. Those in your man also no. Project ye ba abandon yan continue. Won ko waste time is after na me ko be before. Me be continue because your mind Ghana sika. Because in there the your mama kasa. Who call reference encounterment in there. Not the see then be or wa na nka vice president betinemu. Nanka is I Jumano na time na cement only 16 cities and 22 cities. In the cement is almost 70 Ghana cities or so. Abronti ba omiani na now say me six are dying man continue. Amu investigation. 7 years in the investigation. But amati men ko sisi dan and omu timi sisi dan omo amanka mu nkofo eti chimbe hall mu. Atimi asim building 7 houses omo timo. Your mama said me encourage we issues we those. So this is the economy we have, and I believe you say if this is the community they are talking about, I'm sorry. Say BBC na mo dey abre.
Makati mi mra so, ni nwie budget ni mfi.
Ana ma me dase. Amen chia woni penyifa mi ni o mashia.
Said na Apple laptop.
Akuku dam.
Ni ayi de na de.
Akuku dam mi nu. Energy policy analyst, director of elections,
deputy director of elections.
But you want to so hambre
say udi meme be from mu a na say washada bisa. Monkeys play by sizes. But anyway, my be come the meme amani. Na matimia ye newe ana Ministry of the Republic of Ghana, Minister of Finance 2024 budget into brackets Nkunim speech 15th November 2023 my bomb modern ya cool school e krasano matimia kan makra ana mehu Bible quotations ewo budget nemu Bible quotation manya kwa menya be 4 5 6 ewo budget a mikra yim nse edoso Bible quotation ewo by budget mu no edoso nse ne hospital projects are yeah ewo budget to you Bible quotations are ewo budget to you no edoso nse na kwan a finance minister koka treb okobu hu akonta de ma parliament intino metima gina so akaso budget we It is made up of Bible quotations, a lacky contextual understanding, any context, and na ben e kasi a generic, you know, or mom ko UDS you see, there's no clarity, budget to be a more clarity in terms of policy priorities. Ebinim sana Bible we a lucky public impact. Oh, any accountability. A public impact say my yesi edimfaso say ena ediaba. Me kind budget to you know. Me hu bibisa a womb. Sana there are no measurable targets. And say you should be able to measure. Who quantify no one measures you based on where am I or chida meet medru ha. What I say, and no nebeboa ama yatimi I interrogate to a bisa we no masem. But I say, may I then go Harvard? Me go school, me school down crama, this is a boo. And be do way be this.
All students for Monga come.
All student over be. And you know, the budget has no measurable targets. And you know, more my economists better say we as a crocodile the jaw. Oh,
it's in a speech, you know.
You see, we should move from speech. Constitution now jina so kokai asemno any new. As the introduction, Right Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members of Parliament, on the authority of His Excellency the President Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo, and pursuant to Article 197 of the 1992 Constitution of the Republic of Ghana and Section 221(3) of the PFM Act 2016 Act 921, I respectfully present to you the budget statement. The budget statement, not a speech. The budget statement and economic policy of government for 2024 financial year. Budget statement. So, your friend is saying William Shakespeare. Yembe review Chinua Achebe. Wow. We will not do your friend, the gods are not to blame. Yeah, be review budget. Until we take it and say this is the statement our present to Parliament. Until we any be interrogated. And now, uko page 2, page 3, uko page 3. Heading here, changing the narrative. And in here, paragraph 16. Mr. Speaker, in the media review, I informed this House that we have started turning the corner. Today, it is evident that, one, we turned the corner when inflation started declining from 54.1% in December 2022 to 35.2% in October 2023. Then the kind build a two foundation, eco global, and reducing by the sub-Saharan Africa. Do you get it? And you know, what turning careful to know when all when all others are inching the closing line, the end point, I feel no turning careful, because if no data will provide here now, it means he did not do anything better. But or see what turning careful. We turn the corner. When, despite a 1.5% projected growth, the economy galloped at a remarkable pace and clocked an average of 3.2% growth in the first 2 quarters of the year. Or see, why then what ten we turn the corner when the currency, which had been under severe pressure over the past 2 years, depreciated by a modest 6.4% cumulatively from February to date, compared to 53.9% over the same period in 2022. The performance of the cedi is also a reflection of the fact that confidence is back. Is confident back in the dollar.
12 cedis over.
Confidence, no. Abra na yetiminya dollar 1:1 na yepe. So with the 50 cedis, ekoto $50 ya anka ope. And yedis dollar saying cedi saying yedi $. No, I catch them say the confidence is back. How back is this? Where in your black market? Where ye on one in bank no. Uko black market it is uko bank awunya. You won't get bank ni sika. Dollar no any bank. Dollar no upe dollar a black market. Upe euro a black market. My better now studio I catch you say Canadian dollar na nam 7 cedis. A jump now Canadian dollar is competing with US dollars simply because of the migration levels. So corner embassy war about friend. So I dine there with Joel Johnson now boa piso obia pe Canada ko intino more money chase fewer in a raise and intende ye can't baby. Now, because confidence is back. You see,
but this year, so creditors cry with you in dollars, won't you?
We turned the corner when companies started going back to the job market to hire workers.
Hey,
yes.
Craimu.
Can we turn the kind? Or see, we turned the corner. See, class CMG. Remember, I me who new face be our. And I'm in your company.
Managers biaba new faces room. Una time aba na unhuom. TV one and say bebrebe gum.
And the my employment.
Oh bebre.
So he is right.
No, he is not right. You see, if you are a country,
no, see, or no justify.
Ah, no, okay.
If you are a country, certain skill, right? Certain skill that some companies need cannot be provided by your country. That means you have failed in your education sector.
No, okay.
This is nekra ye say say nyuma bi okruma na say nyuma no entimi mfa ye mabunu je so mokra mabunu fira ma no ne ba. They failed in your education sector. Then na wo kire wo mabunu no.
Ono kan overata na o kan in general. Ba mi Yusuf ye ha dia bebre aba.
Ah, okay.
Mami nko ba.
What did I say there?
Ozi.
There be nyasa me kan say you bebre aba fia ha. Eye asem anokure. There be and the Ghana here. But okay, Nigeria ni su bi ba na here. TV ho.
We turn the corner when the international credit rating agencies, which have not been favorable to Ghana in recent years, started being positive about our economy.
The last time Fitch ratings a buy was here and the year way.
You see,
to debt to GDP 99%.
I want to do contextual analysis of this statement.
Okay.
The rating agencies have not been favorable to Ghana.
Okay.
Has Ghana performed? And no man favorable. And I said they were reporting the actual data. So if now they are being favorable, are you telling me say what could you? And they are now acting favorable. They are now being favorable to Ghana now they giving you that so-called positive rating. You see, who target rating agencies that they were not positive to Ghana, they were not favorable to Ghana, as if that omo no mu rate omo no, your favoritism be, na omo ye. Is that what it is? One accusation. Meanwhile, the president Nana Akufo-Addo himself, I say on G rating agencies way any. It is not for them to tell us how we should govern our country. And the finance minister finds them favorable, so be kutuomo. Why are they? Or see, we turned the corner when the banking industry started to record and report a profit after tax growth of 43.8%. That is 6.2 billion. See me the NIB actual. NIB in your bank. What are you talking about? We knew your plan, so pursue collapse or merge two banks, Agricultural Development Bank and any NIB. It is our banks that within a banking sector. You are telling that these banks are doing well and that you are turning the corner. You are not being realistic. You see, we turned the corner when a record time we completed the IMF first half review of 6 performance criteria, 3 indicative targets, and 3 structural benchmarks. Maybe me say IMF we, because of Putin,
Okay.
Putin na or person will take Africa or that breaks near mano.
Okay.
One a chance pe Kamala Harris, a D can buy this is what they came to do. You qualify. Obiani Mr. Ghana na qualify for IMF, you know.
Bailout.
A bailout, we weren't qualified. But for that public support for Russia, Ukraine, support to Ukraine against Russia, and then I see for NIFA, so demise, I deal with. And you continue say business. So we don't come and make noise on this one. This is not true. And I'm my main comment. Can we for that paragraph 28, Mr. Speaker, government has budgeted an amount of 220 million to support the relief phase for the communities affected by Akosombo spillage. 220 million. Mr. I will say, what is the immediate relief? Immediate relief in your day, mid-term in your day, and a long term no a day. 220 million no. Communities are affected no. Can this be enough to help them? Now, young family pay any nasi for. Then let's go. Bono young ti na young koshe. I didn't call I OPK constituency in price is affected. And say yes. When you now, miss I won't say 220 million no, you require day for reconstruction. Is it for really what exactly are we going to use 220 million to do in these areas? Dam Nankasa no is this 220 million no you require around the dam, so there be in future, Bibi say ba ensiana. You see, this budget needs clarity, but your parliament na ko yes crime scene. Me kade bia mon timasie. It is a crime scene because parliament would not have enough time to interrogate budget neighbor no. So they won't, because omudi 1 week and a bit discuss budget we no more approval of we require 48 pages. Now the estimate near the bano we are talking about 200-300 pages document. Not 1 week or media can you no pencil no more. Do you get over free SHS any TVET free SHS and TVET advance or spending over. Is it who can see upekasa or see over also was spending over 740 million to feed that is free school feeding. Was spending 704 over on your specific. Or report to Sika was saying no. He is reporting how much he spent, but he said it's over. One yet specific. He was not specific. Oh, and you know, social spending, free SHS, me also was spending. Sika was school feeding any paragraph 158. Mr. Speaker, under school feeding program, government invested over 740 million to feed 3.8 million people, one hot meal a day in over 10,000 public schools. Into which ask we 740 million no, who divide we by 3.8 million now, a year, 194.75 pesos. Akwabako. Afimuni nyina sika bindi ya hwe no 194 Ghana cedis 74 pesos. Uche 194.75 no by 9. In fact, 9 months. Because 10 we are 3 months are 21.64 into 22 cedis a month.
Akurabia 22 cedis a month.
Yes.
So month ni 20 days, Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
Week be 5 days.
And then the sika was say, but we bought 740 million. What thing is out? If you say, why I be breaking it down? La lie.
Sika no kura na makati wabo no kura. Enko. Sika ne mu half kura nkoi.
O de fancy akọ.
Yen fancy akọ anka caterers na bi o mo bobna.
Hwe paragraph 120 page 27 trade industry export 1D1F me pay 1D1F.
Yen find na me come next station.
So
na
as the budget we na
budget we na
page
1
you see enya nya wati we na edibu man entinu ye ti we ase a timamuni ne ti we ase a ebe inform no on what to do.
Makati
Second
of Rata was spending over 700 million Ghana.
One district.
I will bring caterers won't cheer one more country scanning for him.
One district, one factory. Paragraph 168. Mr. Speaker, in accordance with government's strong commitment to industrialization, a total of 169 one district, one factory projects are currently operational.
So in terms of industry, go to the highlights.
See,
industry, do you know that the first half of 2023, when you say first half of 2023, industry declining by 2.2%.
A decline by 2.2% with all this one.
Yes, industry
with an additional 169 industry being operational.
Industry decline. Industry output declined by 2.2%.
And you know, you see,
but 169 now. Wale.
No, Madam Ba. When your statement, your minister, they are to parliament. Good enough. Every district has MP, and every constituency has MP. Or see 169 factories are operational. 152. Yes, operational means a year juma, and 152 is currently under construction. Best start to operation 2024-2025. According to Kenufuriata, under one district, one factory, we employ 169,870. When we have simple division of 169,870 by 169 factories, it means that each factory, FNP per 1,000. So we divide the way by 169 factories. So what it tells you is that each single factory will Ghana ha FNP per 1,000. Now, what the young boy confused, a confused na ye juma. A confused to me per 1,000. A confused cannot employ 1,000 people. Ama uko down by Cratch East. Adunkwanta. one Yamen cassava processing plant and another Danko Akufo-Addo commission here. Upa my producers and Google no munji pictures of the factory. I see whenever that factory no nipa 1,000 year juma wo factory no beka.
Makati one district one factory kwa when near brew factories no eguhifa and unemployment rate
wale
watermelon akosoro.
But this is what they are presenting to us, so let's interrogate it. Who has the factories no one for? Or no abes or no see, minister no see. My established and now you be additional 169 factories. And you said yes, you better remember their factories to we
Fort Estates. Fort Estates this report we about one district one factory. Bebre wo hono mu a enwura na afa ho.
Fine.
Bebre wo
watermelon.
But is it not proper see what's dia bai. Ya beti mu ahwehwem.
Ye be ye ho adwuma.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. Let's interrogate them find as indeed near minister kai.
But Makati, but me no me anu say the minister kan wo boa. Any baby a
parliament in dintro parliament.
Parliament or there be a woman raise objections and find in the
statement.
And
would you to mu say a crime scene?
Why did you say?
Ana me di manu si no. Me were housing. Me were housing. Paragraph 173. Mr. Speaker, the government rolled out the National Rental Assistance Scheme in February 2023 to ease the burden of huge rent advance payment by prospective tenants. From February to October 2023, the scheme disbursed about 13.8 million to cover the payment of rent advance for 1,105 individuals in Greater Accra, Ashanti, Northern, Eastern, Bono, and Western region. Madi, so we divide 13.8 million by 1,105. It means that nipa bakwanya 12,489 Ghana cedis, 14 pesos. Now, Himfa Bono, you had done 12,000.
Say Ebibeja cuz I almost someone yama omo best start akeka 2024 ni.
You had that 12,000.
Say obi enyape but they make answer Makati where someone 2024 no omo ba betu ogu Ghana for so there be a factory 100 and there
obi anyapa me ne me pesimeti sa.
O ba say eno de wo apply say system no krampo say ye djuma.
Enti no open failure no watch any say that will help you. So kasi obia because 12,000 no Accra 12,000 had dying. What I say? Accra is Accra 12,000. Also is in the part of bedding.
Makati adia no kuna ni fo adia na nkasa kwa na ba omia lanche ye no a wo kan ye omni sa private company bi no adia no kuna ni fo
ye hu akunta
omo jama mfo sika
adia no kuna ni fo
12,489 Ghana cedis.
Adia no kura ni wana Makati.
Na unya 12,000 nkra ha unya
Makati adia na ni kwa na ba omia wa ba omia ne ko lanche adia ni.
Ba kenu frata ni tua.
We ye niema 2024 omo de ba be nantia aka o factory say ye bie ya fa workers say school feeding ye tua over 700 million. Meanwhile caterers mo di wo mo ka on say caterers de bia me ka say wo mo ankasa police station executives no ma che no mo de amamo omo ba be ko presidential premises e be ka be say 2 weeks no mo ko tua kakra ma wo mo because wo mo na akwa to aba no
we na kan vote na jom Akufo-Addo government ma nya na government ba nya more than 60%. Me
say be ka be say 2 weeks for election yi primacy e no mo ko tua kakra de ma what stress I figure we kakra na say meaning say sika wo finance ministry we release e de ko school feeding mu ni be sika no so nkoi why your budget sika ni ni ba sika no so mu half kra nkoi aho abusafo ye nto so ne ye nkoye nim na we de mesrem a ye mfo tumfo de kakra yi mfam na ye mra fitch ni EIU resource and as a report on Mudia Baba, Yemfo for the Kakram FM. From Confanochi this week, Yen Shunu, Ne a Shiai, Regional Minister Shiai, sesika de makati wabobosu ye chene won kran ye onya bi nti akwan nyina sei hospital nyina sei bibia sei nti no sika na obro so no ebi nkokuma se ma dia na memra so
for me that metie say otumfo ahia Santimai kasa. I ask myself say otumfo na kasa because when you say otumfo kasa before then crap na wo policy bi e won the crew ma we scholarships in Jamanyama omo ye projects because na aban ye na djuma enti effect ni mba no so too much eba school dying eba hospital because that time no NDC was so no project e so there was so much in hand for him say obetimi aye a friend say scholarship any other issues so and every year we say na yama use scholarship e ko e wetuade outside because aban ye na sade e was akuru o fa na NDC ye no but 7 years down the line idea I was not expecting Otumfo and say yeah no because for Otumfo now to start calling people I can say moten crying na muntimi mba back na projects e wo ha ye ntimi ye project muntimi nka ho asem eti baby akodo no serious because Otumfo can asem bi kwa be ka say MPs no ankasa no kwapo amon for development emba region no. These are the things we have kept saying. Say the 44 MPs of MPP e wa Ashanti region and I feel the three no omu di Asante Maya bro because people say oh there be say that point kwapo na ye beto. So if you look at the 4 MPs of NDC e wa Asante Maya ko show areas the 4 no in fact it is part of that now the biamu yesika say munta can lose elections because mutaka project warrior within that enclave no so which is also close to Mansiano
oh pa
it almost say ye in free wa amafo be kasi ye no ye nyaduma so if all these ones are friends all these areas they were fighting all these NDC just say abrona modi but the Otumfo statement only confirms say and I believe say Ghana for Asante Maya who say enye sa onipa do bia oto abama no but the only point to back area is very important because your project now mention na no their project if this was so like by 4 years back na ke wie offer Kumasi phase 2 airport no MPP told us oh we here in the next 2 years okay ya oh you no na this is by where they are not because this is where our stronghold
and I just first phase na duma na so second phase
and na say and ya mom
so foundation na din
I didn't and I wo no market say and I Ashanti region up to date yentibi ye ho adwuma this hospital Kwabena wo man okay won say ye nya problem so no in fact it is not only in Ashanti region ye Kolebu ha wakase MPC wa kra o mu enjoy no Kolebu wa kra police cracking now ebi kura pon ye egu form kura pon ndey ni hu sika yandwe anse na ko bugu form la hospital na do andwe ho aban na andwe ho na ko bugu form so and ada no amaka saa no akodu bebia se Otumfo in fact wakase bia mama ka say was it for no na asan no ya amaka ma MPP do actually that's what I want to understand omo bank na do office and is come omo it's about a personal issue. And don't to make issues, no. In this quality issues, no. Then they make it look at their bad people. Because we understand the issues. Because issues are AC, roads are any Ashanti Maya. Yeah, project be a but the same persons will feel you say, oh, Kasem say, you are a bad person. Kwabena East, eh? And talk almost all the rings in one. Who can Papa Kwabena East? But the MPP, the MPs, they don't care.
They care. They don't care. And last year, no more press conference. Omo come constituency and yes, because
omo care. na kamu care na kamu boy NDC to Minister of Finance. The woman sika na aba no. Omo di sika no omo mfa mo ho no. Omo tibi komu mu sika ekoye a friends area bi ewo achem. As father tick no. If they care, nanka NDC eka say 89. In fact, almost Ashanti region almost MP na mu. Out of the 89 no amo here no. Majority of them are from Ashanti. But they didn't move. Almost they be I don't know call Ashanti region come with appointing for 2 years but you be win election.
Nana frɛ omo ka kyerɛ omo so omunya no omo ye.
Nana ni.
No man e be kan say nana.
Nana ka kyerɛ omo say omo tenkra no omo nwe serious no.
Nana no say dey ebu aboye.
Eh? Enti bi akodu say I'm happy say akodu baby a NDC John Mahama bi aka say abon 41 yen kan nsem a ebetu yen. Etu ya abon for say we be kan that time no a there is no option they say oh. Because they be akodu say no. People in fact nyama out for kan ni na it goes local. What this is in road na mo yan amonya no. MPs then we be aka asaba kire woda. These are all the issues that we are talking about. Say yeka bon cry issue no enya community bi na ho. Eh? What to say to find him corona say they be say issues wey compensation come nya ntu enwie crap o. In bon come nya enwie compensation crap a ye ho so these are the issues and
but me so say the wo kan no ho say to say sa military hospital ya NDC ya kan remi any other projects ya NDC started ni nyina kekeka no say e was say yetimi tina ho no mo say de na na kan say eye na asemihia yi timi tina ho no mo 4 years atwam 5 years 6 years 7 years last year aka say kwa betimi aka say aka be 10 months ana say 12 months last year aka no fe na say eni bra babufu aba
it is good because kai say John Mahama kashia otumfo no after akufa the call akufa otumfo no ka kire say nenti eto abati a John Mahama come perhaps if you have taken the opportunity to tell John Mahama 1 year before could have been a different thing but when no what's apart from a common no project no crap na John Mahama yeah or born no mind on no say ye so ye vote enye wo akomowu ni na 3000 Koshe hospital wo kumewu up to date yen wie
ensu kumewu hini beto aba ma MPP
bi say on beto we bi
yes beto ama
I na tun fo ka say bu sora mo ko akufa do ko disika but mo tun nka project kumewu project na wo mo tun fo na ka na say mo ye ko by elections ana mo di graders be gina kumewu adede road ni wo. So these are the projects too for Eka, and I believe say the chiefs and the people will see because you be call Ashanti region. This election be call. Ebeka chem say dey too for kan asem no. Say Kumewu hospital we nanka no nanka be wie. Nanka wie Kumewu hospital so ye mfa ambulance em free Kumewu en call friends confidential bio. Yes. That distance no un distance ni bio. And that bomo mo area ho. Efi be bo sa area no. Rosa yeah mo for say they be NDC. In fact, there are people who will give contract our Santima say Kobijo when you give them contract to do the job abronti you see they try your party be ban sana e be yes project just because punishing the people say NDC will punish the whole people of the Ashanti region. So otumfo seminar work it's indication of the report now here for economic intelligence unit in Nibi. Can wasem because with the we as NDC we use report as a guide but say transacasi because reporting I can say oh we win elections we have never worried ourselves on that one.
Okay.
No because the dynamics of voting are too different from what you write on paper because ochina club be betimi see because maybe I keep saying take 2020 elections. Obekaya 2019. Now John Mahama started engaging Ghanaians on the People's Manifesto. To get the people. In fact, until and up to date, you show a manifesto. Now, many people are saying we don't change our manifesto. Keep the manifesto for the 2024 elections. By March 2020, and a COVID, a very serious. So that engagement eketeli. In fact, it is what gave the MPP one advantage for the 2020 elections, because omunye sika just money sika etu sika gumu e ka say ya chemi nso eskame Ghana for say ya mamu so free ya mamu light free inyama e wo say oman ni sika no kra pra di ba ye no kra mo di mon party for say mun fan ko e campaign emaye. And this, so we are not looking at these issues say about currency. There be rating there a guide, but our focus from the day I start say yeah process it for 2024, and we say whoever the MPP or any political party provide, the NDC is going for elections 2024 elections to win elections against whoever, whether a Christ member and I say a Christ. Once is we are going for elections, we are determined to win the election 2024. But so far, almost all the institutions in our predictions are but akaba kupe na menyo benefsin na onyo
ebe later ben ma memra also ohwe issues otumfo rezi in the presence of Nahemfo any regional minister, wouldn't they be in a haste say ase otumfo ni gina bia wa hemfo anim ne regional minister ni munti ne yentu America kwan ne yankoye we yenye we ne be na contractors gusu bebre within be 3-4 months we na eno so akwakoye how foforo
dabi omuntumi see ye mfa ano enya kwan
okay
ye diska ene ye kwan ohwe 2024 budget sika ye di tuansi ho no eso sen sika ye de yempuntujuma
okay
abanya locate almost 35 billion Ghana cedis and also the kwaya kwan sa kwan na waluki skana waluki eno nchese ni nsanka sa skano right nti ni nsanka skano ontumi enkasa ode ekwaye akwan nti there's a difficulty in terms of acquiring infrastructure we provide. So obi biara otie me, for example, me te say na aban ka say La General Hospital say will be funded by state. The La people should know that it is impossible. NC ombo kutua me na no buy ntimi nsim because government of Ghana funded projects no eche eno enye say foreign funded they are when you say scanning ba and they measure you omo what target omo the base scanning account aban ehwe no wasi but scale free government of Ghana dey say this la fonu ntumuna enya de be wie ne nti ye ntumi enye bibia wa shantere nye esronko protumfo waka. But I believe that mania jese waka all the chiefs must begin to hold politicians accountable and very responsible for actions because I say ya hemfo no atia koda kakantete no oni na yefie panyin anasa o man panyin but ne yese ye free ahensem mu de akoma amanyosem nti ye de koma amanyosem na nkyere se o hene ni kwan se o kasa but ya hemfo no omudi tumi nyina kwasha amanyofo mu na se ye ntumi nkasa because I'm glad say otumfo akasa nka the next week no to gba fede wakasa do mama hene kasa gonja mai hene ya gbowura o kasa ya na kasa obibia nkasa me hu se de edu no emu ayedin minu aba he nanama ayedin o ayedin aginsam asai poto nti asai no se ya nya ahemfo amanka yenuanum amanyofo befa ne se like obi amfa ho. So I'm glad he spoke about it. Na me ba election ye be ko 2024 yi se wo hwe data ho na se oman oman ya to aba based on conscience and also oman ya to aba based on policies and also oman ya to aba based on say ye compare resource nka ban ne lasa ne se sa oman na se me mitie de se resource nka ban ni lasa no but ye man you know election no normally no most conscience no and I say perspectives there to abano enye the logical one dodo abano enye very logical obi o wa oto aba because me no kosum ba ko obi oto aba because me no free kro ba ko so
ye party
ni nti ebasa na wo determine na wo pese hu senior amamu aban no be ko in 24 den ba say ye hwe bia nipa no policy de wabeye ne resource ni bibia ne de o anka ban ne lasa ni kan lasa ni because why na contest 2024 da bia meka e yo mampanyi da fense mama his excellency John Dramani mama ena omampanya bi dachire His Excellency Dr. Alhaji Muhammadu Bawumia. Saudi omampanya dada Mahama ne term as a vice president. And the two Bawumia, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, the term as vice president omampanya dada Mahama etwano.
Brutal.
Otwano bibiamu in terms of inflation otwano. In terms of GDP, one of the time ayenya the highest GDP in Ghana's fourth republic history no. Year 2011, yenya GDP of 14%. Ebinsibium. One of the times yenya one of the be kind of said a single digit inflation was within the same period of about 8.4%. No so Mahama as vice president.
Yeah, no onye economist you.
Onye economist. So odi eno tutu ho a otwa nti economic GDP debt to GDP bibia no Mahama as a vice president itwa Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia as a vice president. President die yentumi fa Mahama measure Mahmoud Bawumia because one no Mahmoud onya time be president nti yentumi fa measure no. But in terms of communication, me dey bia make say His Excellency the Vice President. The reason why MPP is in this political turmoil is because of the Vice President. The entire MPP who actually no because of because when the Vice President came, especially where he came from, as a researcher at the Bank of Ghana, people thought say he was the only economic messiah. Ghana who be that. Nipa yi watina brochire no ye ni degree, abrochi no ye ni masters, abrochi no ye ni PhD. Nti opa Bank of Ghana no MPP ko yi no na ye nim say Ghana de economies bia mada or ye last hope. And this man started saying things. Ye be say. Oh, economy say full. And then like he was saying all these tantrums, all boast too. And me cry and my make kind of control. When he started boasting, for the first time, man said that unrespected Obi Awako school, but I respected him because I thought that whatever this gentleman was saying then no Ghana no your development no anya ba nisa. So when he said those things and MPP came into office in 2017, they needed to implement all the things he said. O can you man broso? Inti me fan say what can broso na MPP so for one say the vice president can say yantima nye bia. Amafo be ka say o ya nye o. So e was say baby bia na ye copy scan.
Ye so hakakra na so hakakra.
Na ye copy sika ye nko bobusuan fa meye because waka e was say waka no so ye. En na mo ko bobusuan bebrebe no. Nti busuan ne boy bebreba na ye dia be to ba bia ye nam yi because of the vice president. His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud on the man ye ko bobusuan because he said a lot of things, many things. The economics Bobby Wamie like
and money bebre nso nye sustainable.
No, it's sustainability crown like GDP. Oh, you bring it to this, you do this, like na obi especially middle class no obi who say no Charlie Ghana say more so wow dream
kwano wadwen
right or wadwen but say dream no no adwen dance room. It's not there because the development we are expecting, the growth we are expecting from the vice president as the leader of economic management a zero wantuma nyemu bia wantuma, and that is why na makati kan say for the first time in our history me no me ko circle me do Nima police station first no mo ye no regional defense central police one CID one no headquarters o person ko abrochire sisi ya omo say obi ope police report bi aso person ko abrochire ko Nima police station na me nua ba as early as 6 a.m. one hu nipa kra no be hu nipa be 800 6 a.m. mabunu ye dache obi apese odwane na okoye kai wa brochire okotwitwi mponchensi wa brochire dientia because we are living in a hopeless system, hopeless state. Obi minu obi frame make chance say ben me kuta 90,000 so me pese me dwane sanka omaya eye omaya ebu ani mabu obi betima kuta 90,000 class obi betima dane no ye bibiba o pese on free ha because we are living in a hopeless era. Bibiani ho.
The catcher said the situation be here best after 10 to 20 years.
No, see that
obi could scam into Hanes Canation.
I didn't say obi of the catcher say ye the 20 years and a year mine obwa. Nitiu because miniaba anama. Oshe am my India
population see. Ne amino say India averagely, for the last 5 years averagely it grew 6%. Ejina.
Okay.
China population say, omo your margin say, you will grow almost 10% annually. I agree.
So na me come akati so.
Intimate was no. I think that 2024 no. Say yeah to abano based on agree papa dia. It's a done deal for the NDC.
Okay. Makati mi mauso.
Nama. Otumfo. Ebia Ghana for mu ni mo otumfo say to. Mo se mo boni ni amoya de na mama mu na mi mu. Ana mama mu. Aneba ya ode.
Ede ne.
Otumfo say Akufo-Addo yo no personal lawyer. Abra omudwane ko UK no. Meboa. Ananya no na guy.
Ono ane kan.
Enti the personal lawyer and a president. There's an it here. Fine. Otumfo say to the second Ababiu. O si Ghana ha ono o kasa court bia ni bebia betimi overturning na some beka. That is how powerful he is.
Oh, you crew Mashante region.
Oh, I nkana some na no Ghana. Akwana enya no. Wenchi akwana no ka ho asem no. Sikana omudne. You see, that is the issue. This is the man so powerful. Okasa obi ni ho betimi bibia fa ho. What is it? What gold, timber, bauxite, ninja do don henewo. Obuasi gold mines. Nina hini ni na asefo ni na e wona asase so. What is our royalties winning na only royalties?
Makati asembe na aka.
Asem na America no. Only royalties.
Na he fa
no he fa na men kama sel na emre mi bisa ma bo ni bisa asem. Ben, do ma hene de okasa o. Okasa ni edi na tem. Hwe Otumfo kufo eko kati sort for bankra port no not otiasi bio me boa Akufo-Addo ko e wankobi ya kati dada na do no ye minister wa Akufo-Addo president Akufo-Addo obedi president wa sabe kati so Otumfo so na paka kesi ko trans e bo ne chacha na yo pia no kota no what time aye okro the don untimi nka no kwanchira Akufo-Addo me kacha mu studio ha hwemani na me nka central so na wala na me tamidwe nka central me ta studio akacho se Otumfo ka ho na santi mu nyeyi ene tisene te garden city enunye manka no ha mama call 2020 election mama call Otumfo no to no for still ko Ghana ko katre Ghana for nya wo yeye wo ba nya wo betumi aye enye sa ena mama ba yo san call back ena ko bobo project awaye na Otumfo mu na nanim me ka wo halisto we si ni so ni kwadwo si empanyifo de wo kasa
na de onsiri o
anansiri
oti adwemu a yensiri sa
bo Akufo-Addo ko ho a okoyi ni ministers tre Otumfo no bona me hwe bosa video no bi anhwe na nansere a bosa video no bi anhwe
de okeka de oche na yenisiri
sa esemwa ene monne okoduru ho na wo de wo na o asenso bu achi binin na wo Jubilee House na naisere na funu nyina na asresenko a we why we afi na obesu so you see as you lay your bed so you shall lie on it. Say to memu na yen kanu kre. Then you would to me at say high court, no court can overturn your decisions. Na they just say wo and sorry stress say among funyi bima na muntimi mfanye ji. Ene monne.
I was off for Charles Makati and Metin in Kano, Yatin in Kano, and Benjamin
insia na afeso madi Muhammad Jibre and another no mo ye adwuma as da come next Kwame Kwacho I like say o mfa yekuro ni kokro na nka be here next Kwame Kwacho Eugene ba me das on Facebook o ablanya akwa bro no ma me das ya no pa me din na maja ko Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic wayare safie ni ho Dr. Brachoko etina edwamu Yodi asempa kwa me akumasu mensa odi yenkwa e.
Else for and just some corn and a free Greenfield Scientific